Hey guys, this is my second Xbox 360 mod. I've had a few questions on how I put it together, so I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the inner workings of the LCD display with temperature sensors. This is the adjustable 120mm fan. So I'm going to start tearing this apart and show you guys exactly what I did and how it works. One neat little thing that I did add were these feet. I got it off of an old DVD player, and it just looks good with all of my components downstairs hooked up to the TV. So I'm going to start stripping this box apart. Okay, I have the screws removed and the Xbox is ready to come apart. Okay, here's my big mess of Molex cables and my sensors. There we are. There's the VGA sensor going underneath, and if you can see, there's the CPU sensor. So that's how it's wired up. I have the 120mm wired into its own Molex, or sorry, just this one connector here. That's for the 120mm, and this is the power to the temperature sensor, the LCD, and that's pretty much what the inside of the box looks like. I left the rear fans at stock. I didn't do the rear fan mod. I did it on a previous Xbox, and the fans were just way too loud. So all I've done to this is added the 120mm plus the temperature sensor. So I routed the rest of the wiring all the way around, and it just tucks in underneath my DVD drive. So next I'm going to show you how I soldered it all together. This is a spare Xbox 360 motherboard I have. I attempted to fix the red ring of death on it, but it didn't end up working out. I think the kid I bought it from did the towel trick one too many times and actually ruined either the CPU or the GPU, but it's toast. So that's not too bad, because I can use it to show you the power source. So basically, what you're going to need is just a spare Molex connector. You'll need the male end. Cut it about here, cut this part off, and you're going to have to solder it to the board. Now you solder it to the bottom where the power brick connects. This number 10 here is negative. This number 8, this one here, is your 5-volt red. This number 4 is your yellow 12-volt, and this number 9 up here is your negative as well. So considering you have two negatives, a red and a yellow, solder one negative here, solder your red 5-volt here. Oh, sorry, your red 5-volt goes here, number 8. 10 for negative, 8 for 5-volt red, number 4 for your yellow 12 volt and use this number 9 for another negative. When I soldered them onto my other board, let's get something to prop this up here. I soldered it like this. Imagine this is cut right here. I took these, bent them upwards like so, and soldered it on and had it coming out the side like this, like about here. And I did that for each one of them, for the black, the red, the other black, well, the other black was just straight over, and the yellow was straight over as well. Basically, you want your Molex cables to come out like this, because when you flip it over, you're going to want them here. And I'll show you why. You're going to want them sticking out like this. The reason is, when you hook up your fan, you're going to use this little groove in here, like this. Now, you can cut this out. I didn't really think of that when I built the first one, but it makes sense now to cut this out a little bit. So when you pop your fan in, it doesn't cut your wires. So it should stick out something like this. And then from here, you can plug in your temperature display, any lights, anything you need for the Molex. So onto the temperature sensors. I have 2 left over because the LCD displays hard drive, VGA, and CPU temperatures. So I have 2 left over. I picked the longest ones. You see how this yellow piece here, this filament, is actually, this is one of the short ones. The one that's installed in my Xbox is actually a little bit longer. It starts about here. The yellow part starts about here. But for some reason these are short. They weren't all the same size, so I just picked the longest ones. And basically, you want to find a place on your motherboard where it's not going to interfere with the chips. And by that I mean, if you place it on these chips, you're going to have a little gap between your heatsink. And you really don't want that, because your heatsink's not going to be able to cool the chip properly. So by putting it here in between, you can trim this just a little bit so it fits, or you just find a nice decent spot for it. I think I came on through here with my other one, like so. And then with the CPU is actually a little easier because there's more space. And I just taped mine down with some electrical tape and then reinforced it later. Something like this. So in the end, it's probably going to look something like this. Now, you can either cut these wires, shorten them, and put them back together, or you can just route it around your board any way you want. I didn't end up cutting mine. I left mine long, but it's pretty easy to reroute these. Do something like this. And I brought it up underneath the DVD-ROM and out the top.